From the octagon fire to the studio mics, tune in weekly, we're dropping the spikes, analyzing every punch, every kick that lands. Maniacs in the game, playing with fans' demands. Ken's got the insight, Joe's got the flair, mapping out the fights will take you anywhere. So grab your popcorn, buckle up tight.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
What's up, guys? I'm back again. MMAniacs Podcast. I'm Joe, joined as always by Bare Knuckle Ken. What's up, buddy?
What's up there, guy?
Oh, man. You see that ass whooping that Charles put on Max?
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of controversy about that one that I'm hearing from the fight community.
If you want to call it controversy, it was pretty clear cut to me, but I get the what you're saying. There's a lot of complaints about the fight.
Yes, that's more what I'm alluding to, is the fact that people that I've seen were panning the hell out of that fight because of it being a BMF title fight, and Oliveira just took him to the ground and did what he wanted to him at will on the ground. But they were saying that if it was a regular title fight, wouldn't have cared all that you dominated him and kicked his ass. The fact of it being the BMF, to where I think we've kind of been spoiled a little bit by the past couple of BMF fights being the Rock'em Sock'em Robots type of shit, which to me, that's what the BMF stands for. But it's hard to argue with results.
Yeah. So I'll put it like this. I'll make a couple of points here. First,
what's up there, Fred?
First, who actually expected Charles to just go in there and bang for 5 rounds?
Well, to be fair with that one though, Oliveira was talking all leading up to that fight that he was going to stand and bang with him, which very smart gamesmanship with it. But I think that kind of set the tone in fans' heads that it was going to be more of the Rock'em Sock'em.
Yeah, but bro, you've seen, Charles is not afraid to stand up. Charles stood up with him, and here's the thing. Number one, who expected that? Casuals, maybe. Anybody who's ever seen a Charles fight, how does Charles finish fights? He chokes the fuck out of him, dude. I was not expecting it at all. I was I was rooting for Charles, and I was like, dude, if he can just get this to the ground, it's going to be a whole different fight. I was waiting for the takedowns. I knew it was coming, Number two, people can bitch all they want, right? Oh, it's a BMF fight. They should have just stood and fucking slugged it out. But guess what? Charles won on the feet too. Look at their faces, right? And go back, and I would tell the casuals who are complaining about, oh, it was a wrestle fuck or this and that. Go back and actually watch the stand up again, because Charles won that part of the fight too. He rocked Max 2 or 3 times, took him down, and then fucking just dominated him, dude. We're talking about Charles Oliveira and Max Holloway fight. Was it the most exciting fight that we've ever seen? Absolutely
not by any means.
And I'm not saying it is, right? Was it a good win for Charles? Fuck yeah, it was, dude. Should he have the BMF belt for it? No, probably not.
That I can absolutely agree with, because personally, I didn't think that he was beating him on the feet. I thought it was a match on the feet, but as soon as he started taking him to the ground, that was game over. Max had absolutely zero answers for it.
I want you real quick, go find that fight on YouTube, and while we're on the show right now, I want you to watch the stand-up in that fight again. Charles put it on him, dude. He didn't, now granted, he didn't stand long enough to really just beat the dog fuck out of him, but Charles was winning all the exchanges. I can't point to maybe one or two exchanges in the whole fight that you could say Max won that exchange.
Well, we definitely appreciate it.
Hey, yeah, thank you, man. Like I cannot sit here and just say like, Max won the stand up. He didn't, dude. And I think here's the thing, Ken. You're gonna have your opinion either way, right? I'm not trying to tell you what to think. So I want you to just watch it again. And I think I have a feeling that by the end, you're gonna say, damn, Charles really did win the stand-up.
I was gonna say, just from the little bit that I'm seeing here so far, it looks pretty well even so far. You're getting, Oliveira is hitting him with a lot of volume, but Max is also doing the usual Max stuff of going in, whapping him a couple of times, and hopping back out. Max was showing a lot more of the boxing skill that I remember and that I've seen so far, but I'm watching it again to see.
Watch.
I'm seeing Oliveira dominate the pressure of the fight.
But watch. You're gonna see. Just keep your eyes on it because Charles is gonna land some shots that rock Max, and Max like all of a sudden he's like, oh shit, and when he does rock him, that's when Charles gets in there and he starts working that takedown, dude. Like it was an absolute, like from start to finish. I will say this: I have a newfound respect for Max's ground game. Because even though he got absolutely just fucked on the ground, like he didn't get finished. And Charles was trying to finish. Like Max spent the whole first round.
He was elbowing the living fuck out of him when he had him mounted.
That was the second round. The first round, Charles was on his back and he was trying to choke him the whole round. And like I know that casual fans, they don't really know shit. So they're going to be like, oh, this is boring, dude. They don't understand the chess game that's actually happening, dude. Like, take it from somebody who actually trains and actually has had a guy on your back for a full 5 minutes. It's hard as fuck to not get choked for a full 5 minutes, dude.
Yeah, that's one thing I will give Max massive credit for. He showed a hell of a lot of heart in being able to work his way out of those submissions. Because there were a couple there, I said, this fight's over.
Yeah. I mean, Charles put him in a couple of good neck cranks.
Okay. Now I see what you're talking about. It's at the end of the fight is once he starts doing that. But to give Max a little credit here is that's after he's been getting dog fucked by Oliveira the whole fight and didn't have, anywhere near as much gas in the tank. So
do they not have the full video up?
I was going to say it went through relatively the full video. It skipped some of it. It had to have.
Yeah.
It's only a 2-something minute thing.
Then it skipped 23 minutes of the fight, dude. So if I were you, I would try to see if the full video is up and watch it round by round, dude. Like, just keep your eyes on it because Charles won the stand-up too. That was what surprised me the most about that performance is that I expected Charles's jiu-jitsu to shine, but just try to get out with a guy on your back. People don't understand how difficult it really is. Exactly. I understand how difficult it really is. And I've gotten out of having my back taken by a D1 elite wrestler, dude, like by a former Missouri wrestler. I've had my back taken and I've spent a good chunk of a 5-minute round with him on my back and he couldn't choke me. Now, that's because I have good choke defense. But that's, the reason I have good choke defense is because I spent my first year and a half in jiu-jitsu getting choked by higher belts, dude. Like I finally learned, you know what? Fuck the hooks. I'm here, dude. My hands are here. Like I'm fighting the hands because I learned a lesson my professor taught, day one, dude. Like week one, he's like, why are you worried about the hooks? Nobody taps to hooks. When you get your back taken, it's this. It's protect the neck. That's it. Like you can, if you can protect the neck long enough and you can get a hand free to try to fight the hooks, then fight the hooks. But number one priority is the neck. You don't tap from a guy having hooks in. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You don't tap from a guy having a seatbelt grip on you, dude. Like, you tap from getting choked. So, yeah, it's Max's defense, his submission defense is elite, dude. To be able
Yeah.
finished by a finisher like Charles is very impressive. And I want to give Max credit. Like, you know, I know he's probably not feeling too good about the way the fight went, but bro, sometimes it's like I've told you before, Ken. Sometimes just surviving is a victory, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what it definitely felt like with that fight there. And like you said, freaking Max's submission defense is a whole nother freaking world better than what I thought it was. Because I've seen Max on the ground a bit, and yeah, he was all right, but we haven't seen him against Oliveira type competition with how well he finishes. The man has the most finishes in UFC history for a reason. And you gotta give the man credit for not getting finished with it. Now, granted, his performance was not great. He got completely outclassed by Oliveira. Now, without me watching the full fight again, I still think that they were relatively close in the stand-up there. But that, even if I still have the same opinion after rewatching it, that stands to speak more for Oliveira. Because how many times on this show alone have we talked about Max being one of, if not the best technical boxer in the UFC? And for Oliveira to either hold his own or be able to best him, that speaks a lot. Because a lot of people, including myself, were starting to think that Oliveira's career might be cooked after what Ilya did to him. I think this kind of goes to push the narrative more that Ilya's a fucking Terminator. Because if he did that to fucking Oliveira after what Oliveira had just done to Max, granted, I know that's a little bit of MMA math, but holy shit.
Yeah. No, I think Charles showed that he's not washed. Wow. Well, you know, this is the best show ever by far. You know? There's never been a show like it. You know, people tell us all the time. So, you know, I give Max props for staying in there and finishing the fight without getting finished, but he was completely outclassed. I agree. It was a total clinic by Charles. Charles, you know, my professor said something interesting too. He said, you know, in round 2, when Charles was on Max's back and he started elbowing him in the face, right? So if you look back in the first round, it was probably like a minute and a half left in the round, and Charles had, maybe even less. Charles had been on Max's back. Yeah, I like Trump too. He had been on Max's back for most of the round, right? And they did this close-up shot, and Max started smiling into the camera, right? Like, no, it's no big deal, right? Then in the second round, Charles started throwing those 12-6 and those sideways elbows. All of a sudden, Max's face went, oh, fuck. Like, you know?
Not even just the 12-6 and regular elbows. He was getting so much of his fucking body weight into that with the way he was able to turn. It was almost like he was damn near jumping on him with the amount of force he was able to put into that.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? Like, I'm talking about when he had remember when he had his back and he was elbowing him from his back, right? My professor was like, if you look at Max's face, he was like, oh shit, right? But that wasn't what was interesting that he said. He said, I'm going to be honest with you. I think Charles took it easy on him. He said, because Charles had his back, he could have just continued to throw those elbows and he could have split Max's face right down the fucking middle. And he didn't. And he's like, you know why I think it is? He's like, it's hard to hate it. It's really hard to split a guy wide fucking open that you actually like and admire and respect. He's like, Max's family is there. Charles's family is there. Like, he's like, I really think that he had too much respect for Max. He didn't want to do him like that. He's like, I'll just take the choke. I'll just, I'm winning comfortably. I'll just, take what I can get. and I'm not going to sit here and split him wide open in front of his kids. Like, and I honestly, I think what he's saying makes sense.
I was going to say that's very commendable because I can tell you, I don't know if I was in that situation, if I'd be able to have the restraint to not do that. You got a wide open spot right there that you know you can finish this fight right here with this, but because you like the guy so much and don't want to traumatize his kids.
Well, it's not just his kids, it's him. It's like you like the guy, you respect the guy. Max and Charles are very similar people. Like not fighters, but people, right? They're both very much respectful guys. Like if you look at the post-fight interview, what did Charles say about Max? He's like, I'm honored to share the octagon with this guy because, me and him, like we're kind of the same. We proved that you don't have to talk crazy shit to have a good fight or to, like to sell a fight. Like you could just be a good fighter, and you could be respectful and you could still sell a fight. Like
No, of course, Broski, you had to stick that one in there.
And Broski, look, I'm not saying that my professor is 100%. Like, I don't know, right? We don't know what was in Charles's head, but to me, it makes sense because it does appear to me the way that he was landing those elbows, and Max had no defense for him. Like, why wouldn't you continue to rain those elbows down at the very least? Until you split him open and get blood in his face to where now he can't see your hands and you know what I mean? Like, it's going good, man. I'm a 4-stripe white belt. Like I just got I got 3 stripes in my last promotion in December. I got 3 stripes at one time. I was a 1 stripe for for about a year. I got my first stripe 6 months in. Then I had no stripes for a year, and then I got 3 stripes dropped on me at one time, which nobody else in the class got 3 stripes at once. So I was juiced about that because I was expecting maybe 1 more stripe, maybe 2. Ken will tell you, I was like, getting 3 at once it blew me away. So I'll be getting my blue belt at our next promotion, I'm sure, in December. So right now I'm just focused on the daily grind, man. Like, getting those 3 stripes really like took the pressure off, and I know where I'm at now skill wise, and I'm just focused on rather than trying to. Before that, I was like focused on just like I want to get my blue belt. I want to get my blue belt, and I still want to get my blue belt, of course. But now it's more about I want to actually feel like I earn or like I deserve to be a blue belt when I get that blue belt. I don't want to have imposter syndrome, So I'm just working on getting better.
Well, with your coach and how hard-nosed he is when it comes to that, I got a feeling your professor ain't going to just hand you the blue belt because of the time. He sees you getting your ass ground into the mat all the time, coming back for more and improving on top of it. So,
yeah, but the imposter syndrome is a real thing. It's it happens to a lot of guys that get blue belts, purple belts. Like you feel like you're not really there, especially because you're coming in now you're a fresh blue belt competing against striped blue belts who've been, they've been blue belts for 3 years. You've been training for 3 years, you know what I mean? So there's a huge skill gap there, and it can give you imposter syndrome. So that's why I said for me, I'm just focused on getting better. Like I'm focused on when I get to blue belt, I just want to be able to, like, when I'm rolling with somebody, they're probably not gonna say, damn, this dude's the best blue belt I've ever rolled with, but they're not gonna say like, damn, who gave this dude his blue belt? You know what I mean? They're gonna be like, okay, no, this dude's a legit blue belt, like, but he's just whatever, that's where I'm at with it. But back to Max and Charles, like that fight, I know it disappointed a lot of people, but for me, I thought it was a showcase. I thought Charles did a fantastic job, and it creates interesting possibilities now for the division, right? Because Armin you got Gaethje and Ilya at the White House card that got announced, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, Gaethje. Like,
yeah. Did you see fucking Ilya's statement?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, see, this is why I don't like Ilya, dude. Like, I don't like that shit.
And this is why I fucking love the dude. He's sitting there and pretty much telling you, well, Gaethje, you know, I kind of like you and all, but you better pick out your fucking casket because I'm the guy that's putting you in it.
Man, I mean, no, it was more than that. He's like, you know, don't worry, Gaethje. Like, I'm not the kind of guy that like is gonna look to humiliate you. It'll be over quick. Don't worry. Like, you'll wake up and it'll be all over. Like, I hate that kind of confidence, that arrogance. But at the same time, it's like, man, until somebody shuts him the fuck up, he can do it.
Yep.
Like, I'm not gonna lie though, I'm 100% going for Gaethje in that fight. Like, 100%.
I have no doubt, knowing you and how much of a purist you are in the sport. Him doing that, I can totally see rubbing you the wrong way. To where with me, I absolutely love an asshole out there. No, I want him to be the biggest freaking prick in town.
And and there's room for that, right? Like, you need assholes in MMA. You need arrogant pricks in MMA like McGregor. They sell tickets, and I mean, Ilya is fast. He's fast building an incomparable resume, dude. Like, I mean, you know, here's another thing. Like, we've been talking about it, right? So apparently, the White House card originally was going to be Islam versus Ilya, but the day that they were going to sign the fight, Islam got injured, and all of a sudden they can't fight. I mean,
kind of like a Max Crosby injury with that one.
Dude, you know, well, Max is legitimately injured, so there's.
Well, I meant the exaggeration of it.
No, yeah, I know, but I just wanted to throw that out there too. Like, Max is legitimately injured. I'm not so sure Islam is. I think Islam's pride may be injured, but I just really, dude, at this point, I don't think he wants anything to do with Ilya. I think he really just, and I understand why. You've built an aura of invincibility around you. You have a chance here to defend the welterweight belt a couple of times, retire not undefeated. You lost one fight in the beginning of your career, but you've already, in my opinion, you've already surpassed Khabib. Like, with the level of competition that you faced, you've already surpassed Khabib. Like, I understand why he doesn't want that smoke, but
I do not.
I know you don't. But I was going to say, I understand, but I also don't understand. I understand because it's the John Jones thing, right? Like, why would I take a chance at not being the greatest anymore, right? Like, I'm going to give this young, hungry challenger the title shot that, yeah, I mean, we've been saying it, dude. It's not, me and Ken both have been saying it, and for different reasons. Ken, because Ken's an Ilya stan, bro. He loves Ilya. And, maybe not a stan, but, I mean, okay, he's an Ilya stan.
I'm waving the banner for this motherfucker. I want to see him fucking level everybody.
Dear Ilya, I wrote you, but you still ain't called. Here's an autograph for Matthew. I wrote it on his starter cap. Oh, dude. So it's like, you know, he's a stand for Ilya. I'm a purist in the sport. Like, I really like Islam, but I think it really damages Islam's legacy. Honestly, at this point, it would be better for Islam's legacy if he was to lose to Ilya than it is to duck him.
Thank you, Joe, because that's what I was about to say. That was going to be my counterpoint to you saying that you understand why Islam's doing all this. But to me, this damages his legacy that he's fighting so hard to maintain, way more than a loss. Because if you get knocked out by Ilya, you at least have the resume of all the other guys he's knocked the fuck out too, to where it's, okay, you know, I ran into the fucking bull. Hey, yeah. I was the best for a long time, and apparently I'm not anymore. I could get over.
And he's got a built-in excuse because Islam is already like 36 years old, dude. Like, he's got the, you know, I'm getting old excuse. It's in his back pocket, dude. Like, he could easily say, oh man, I stuck around one fight too long. And nobody's really going to hold it against him losing to Ilya with the trajectory that Ilya's on. Like, plus Ilya that would be his third title. So you're talking about the first man to ever win a title in 3 divisions. Like, he's GOAT status at that point, dude. Like, or if he's not GOAT status, he's at least in the conversation. He's put himself in that GSP, John Jones, rarefied air category, dude. Like, and Islam, that doesn't mean that Islam still isn't in the all-time great category. Like, he's still Hall of Famer, even with a loss. And there's no guarantee that Ilya wins. Like, I do think that Islam has it in his head probably that he's going to lose, but Islam is a motherfucker, dude. And I don't think for 1 second that Islam is going to stand and bang with Ilya. Like, I think he's going to pull the Shemaev and he's going to run across the fucking cage and double leg him, dude. Like, as soon as that fight starts, it's like Ilya's going to come out like, you want to touch hands? Like, nah, bro, I'm a blast double. Like, blast double, bro. And I'm going to smother you and I'm going to stay on you, top pressure heavy. You're not going to get a chance to get a punch off, dude. That's if I'm Islam, that's my strategy. I don't care how boring you call it. I don't care how much the fans bitch. I'll take that 25-minute, and I don't even think it'll go 25, to be honest with you, because Islam is a finisher. That's the difference between him and a lot of these other wrestlers or grapplers. Islam is constantly looking to finish, dude. So from on the ground. So it's the most dangerous fight of his career. I would probably favor Ilya. I know you would favor Ilya. But I don't think it's just a walkover. Like, Islam is, we can't get too carried away with the Ilya praise to where, not that he doesn't deserve praise, but what I'm saying is we can't forget who Islam is, dude.
Well, not only that, you also got to remember too that Ilya might not be as proficient as Islam on the ground, but he is a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu himself. Yeah. So it's not like he's a fish out of water.
No, he's not a fish out of water at all, but there's levels to this shit. And I think Islam is on another level with grappling. Like, Islam isn't even a jiu-jitsu guy. Like, Islam doesn't even really respect jiu-jitsu. He's like come out and said, like, he's like, you could take a world-class jiu-jitsu guy and a Sambo guy will kick his ass. That's Islam's opinion, right? I have a different opinion. I think Sambo is very good. Sambo is oh yeah, their takedowns are dope. Like, Sambo is very good. But I think you take a world-class jiu-jitsu guy and a world-class Sambo guy, and it's going to depend on attributes. Who's stronger, who's faster, who's younger. Like, I think, the martial arts aspect of it cancels out, but it comes down to attributes, right? Like, who's stronger, who's faster, who's younger, who hits harder, who's got better leverage and balance, those kind of things. Can you pull up that comment that Fred dropped just a minute ago? Because I wanted to address it. You're right, Fred. I did say that I think Islam has it in his head, and you're right that the mental aspect is a huge part of the game. If Islam goes in there afraid, it puts him at a disadvantage. But I can speak from personal experience. There have been fights in my life where I won't say I was expecting to lose, but I was genuinely worried. Like this dude, he might be able to kick my ass. And once you get in there and you feel the strength, right? You're like, oh, this isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, dude. And you find out that you're stronger, that you have a better wrestling base, or that you hit harder. Like, you have an attribute over this guy. And then all of a sudden your confidence grows and you're like, oh, okay, I do belong in here with this dude. I can handle this, So I think there could be some of that with Islam. Like, he sees these terrifying knockouts and he's thinking, fuck, dude, like, I got to be able to get inside on that without getting hooked, right? Without getting left hooked into fucking unconsciousness. But if he can do it one time, his confidence is going to be like, okay, Well, now that I got him on the ground, like this is my world, and I'm able to do this, his confidence grows.
That's where I'm gonna think is it's gonna come down to who can land their fucking specialty first. Is Ilya gonna be able to land one of his power punches and shock him, or is Islam going to be able to take him to the ground and, like you said, start to build some confidence from that?
And this is if the fight happens. Like, if I'm a betting man right now, the odds are not good, man.
He's going to go full John Jones and get himself blackballed from the UFC because he decided he wants to dip, dodge, and duck.
And I don't think he's going to go full John. I mean, John Jones in what sense? Like, Islam has never, up to this point, Islam has never ducked a fight, right?
He ran away from Ilya before.
Well, but I'm talking about, you mean at lightweight? I'm assuming that you're talking about lightweight.
1 second.
Yeah, I'm assuming you're talking about at 55 when Islam was the champ. And Ilya came in and he was about to be the number one contender. It's one guy. Like, it's, did he duck Ilya? He still kind of is. And not kind of, I mean, it appears that he is. But I'm talking about the rest of it. Like, Islam has fought top competition for a long time, dude. He's fought Charles. He's fought, who else? I think he fought Gaethje. He fought Dustin Poirier. He fought Max Holloway. I think he fought Max Holloway. Maybe he didn't fight Max. He fought Volkanovski twice. Like, Islam has fought top level competition for whatever reason. And it's probably styles make fights. He doesn't like this Ilya fight for him. Islam is the welterweight champ. He doesn't really have to fight Ilya right now. Like, he's got guys that are deserving of title shots in his division. Yeah, exactly. Like, sometimes a guy is just better than you. And, but sometimes you can give guys like that runs for their money too. Like, motivation is a key factor, dude. Like, if you have a never say die attitude, I'll give you a perfect example. When I was in high school, I wrestled, and I was in this tournament. I walked through my first two opponents. I pinned the first one in 52 seconds, and I pinned the second one in like 50 seconds, right? And so I'm going into the finals with my head just ballooned, right? I'm thinking, oh, man, I'm about to crush this dude. Fucking, smooth sailing to the gold, baby. Well, it turns out that the guy, my finals opponent, his name was Kyle Devan, and he was actually younger than me. This dude was like a freshman or a sophomore. I was a junior. And this dude ended up going on to play offensive line for the Colts and the Eagles, right? And he won the state heavyweight championship the year after I faced him. So this dude fucking owned me, bro. Like, he took me down at will. He smothered me, rubbed my face in the mat, cross-faced the shit out of me, busted my nose up. More than that, he bent my pride over and fucked it, dude, is what he did. Like, he literally ass fucked my pride, dude. Like, I left that match feeling lower than I almost wish I hadn't won those other two matches. I was like, damn, dude, like, I felt devastated, right? But this dude, he had me in weight. Like, he outweighed me. I had to wrestle heavyweight because I was 235. But heavyweight is 275. So he had a good 40 pounds on me, which, no excuses, man. He beat the shit out of me. I just said it. But he didn't pin me. You know what? I went 3 rounds with that dude, and he didn't pin me. And so when I came off the mat, to my coach was like, he was proud of me. And I was like, dude, what are you proud of? I'm sitting here wiping my bloody nose. I'm like, dude, I just got fucking spanked. I don't want to hear that shit. And he's like, but he didn't pin you, dude. Like, he beat you, but he didn't pin you, dude. You refused to give up. There's something to be said for that. And I'm like, man, I'm going to go sit on the bus. Fuck this shit. So I went and sat on the bus and I cried, dude. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and bullshit with you. When you put your everything into something and you're like, you really think that you had it, and then like you just get fucking steamrolled like that, it's devastating, bro. And I hate losing. Like, dude, that's why I'm so happy that I found jiu-jitsu, because it taught me how to lose consistently with grace, like, no, I'm being real, dude. Like,
no, I know you're being real. That's why I'm laughing my ass off.
It's like, I never really was a good loser. Like, I mean, I wasn't a poor sport. Like, I wouldn't be like, fuck you, like, but I would just inside, I would feel that some kind of way about it, dude. It never sat right with me, but now it's like experience, and jiu-jitsu has taught me, what, there's always a bigger fish in the pond, man, and if you just happen to run into that great white shark, you can't really, it's their nature to kill, man. You can't really you can't be mad at yourself, It's like, if you can get a couple good hits in, like, you can walk away with your head up, So it's one of those things, like, I think Islam might be a little bit, he might see Ilya as that big fish, and he's like, he needs to get in there and feel that big fish strength first and find out, like, oh, okay, I'm actually stronger than this dude. Like, because I actually do think Islam is probably physically stronger, especially at 170, because Ilya is a small dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's fighting at featherweight. Now he's fighting at 55. Going up to Islam is cutting to 170. So he's going to have a weight advantage on fight night.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably going to have a physical strength advantage. Like, punch power, come on. I mean, we already know. Right? This is the interesting thing. Does Ilya's punch power, like, he's going to carry some power up to 70 for sure. He's going to carry a lot of it, right? But does he carry 100% up to 70?
I think he's going to carry more than what he had, because we saw when he already jumped up in a weight class that all that did was add more power to his knockouts here, and we're starting to see highlight reel type of knockouts from him, to where it was, okay, yeah, he's dropping guys, and now it's, holy shit, he's damn near knocking him out of the cage type of shit. I think that's it's going to be, that you're going to get another power transfer.
I mean, I get the logic. I'm not going to say you're wrong, because we have to see him at 70. But what I will say is this. Jumping from 145 to 155, he's fighting at 55. He's fighting guys that are cutting down from like 180 walk around weight, right? Going up to 70, now he's fighting guys that are cutting down from 205, 200. Like, you're fighting guys that are cutting down from 200, man. Like, that's, I don't know. I mean, look at Paddy Pimblett, dude. Paddy Pimblett cuts down from like 200 to 55.
Yeah, but there's a huge difference. Paddy, when he cuts, that's all fat he's cutting, because in the off time, he's sitting there eating everything he can in sight.
Oh, yeah. And why not?
That's not just the regular UFC fighter. That, yeah, he's not in fight shape, but the son of a bitch is still in shape. He's not going out there and sucking down fucking 45 cheeseburgers.
Paddy is sucking down 45 cheeseburgers.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying. Is that there's a difference between having to cut that fat, that you'll be able to peel off pretty much, versus now you have a lot less body fat and water to work with it.
No, yeah, you're right. But I just think that going up to 70, he's going to be fighting guys that are cutting down from 195 or 200. Like, I just wonder. I still think he'll have raw power. I still think he'll have to rock somebody. I just don't know if he's going to have the power to just stone hands, one punch, fucking flatline somebody at 170 is what I'm saying. It's possible he does. And if he does, holy shit, man. Like, where does it stop? Does he go up to 85 and knock somebody out? Like,
Okay. I'm gonna say I'm a big fan of Ilya and all, but are you trying to say he's gonna go up the fucking?
No, I'm trying to say if he goes to 70 and he's still able to starch people, what's left? Does he go to 85? I mean, it's like
if I'm him, I'm staying at 170. I'm not moving up another fucking weight class with it.
Dude, honestly, I think 170 is too big for him. If I'm being honest, I'll tell you why. It's not so much the weight, it's the height.
I knew that's where you were going to go with it. But he's been the smaller man most of his career. And some guys, they just work out as the mighty midget. And
Volkanovski?
And the perfect antithesis to these tall, lanky guys, because they can just get right inside. And now your punches just lost 75% of their power because you can't extend. But hey, I'm in my perfect range.
Yeah. But if you find that there's always a foil to that, if you find who knows how to use that range, and
I was gonna say you meet a real boxer like that's tall and long, you're gonna have yourself one hell of a rough day.
Like, I'll give you a perfect example right now. What about like Ilya versus Carlos Pratis?
Oh.
See what I'm saying? Because Pratis knows how to keep you at the end of those punches. He's got good long range, and he's got dumbass power too. Like, you just saw what he did to Leon, right? Like, he's got dumbass power too. So it's like, as much as I think Ilya is a beast, I would have to favor Pratis. If I'm a betting man, like if I'm making Vegas odds, I'm making Pratis like the minus 150 favorite.
Whew. Man. Pratis is coming up more, and maybe after a few more fights of him dominating like that, I can get more on page with it. But yeah, I still giving Ilya the live dog in it.
Yeah, of course. I'm not saying he's just going to flatline him. I'm just saying at this point, like, because Pratis doesn't have too many more fights, like, before he's at that level. Like, he just knocked out Leon. He's already in the top 5. Like, he's going to fight. He's either going to fight next for the belt, or he's going to fight another, and then he's going for the belt. So, I mean, there's a realistic chance that in the next year, Pratis could be fighting for the belt. You know, like a really good chance. So once he's fighting for the belt, it's like, I mean, Pratis versus Islam is an interesting fight. I think Islam would be the favorite because of his grappling, but if, you got to get him down first. That's the thing, and that's what makes it interesting. But I like the idea of an Ilya versus Pratis fight, because that's the banger that you.
I was gonna say that's why I'm so hesitant to go Pratis' way in that and say that he'd be the favorite, because I don't care how tall and long you are and all that. You're still dealing with Ilya out there, who, like I was saying, it is very good at getting on the inside of that stuff. That's the one where I got to see that chess match play out, because offhand, I'm going to go with the guy I like better.
Of course, I don't fault you for that, and you're backing a strong horse, man. Mm-hmm. Like, I said I would personally make Pratis the favorite. I'm not saying Vegas is going to do that. Vegas might have Ilya as a heavy favorite. Who knows? I could see them making him the favorite because of his knockout streak, but I just think Pratis presents interesting problems for Ilya. Like, his length, his power, and the thing is, you never hook with a hooker, right? Like, Ilya is a hooker, Pratis is a straight puncher.
Mm-hmm.
And so if Pratis can find Ilya on the end of those long punches, it could be a very interesting fight. I also think Hoofy at 155 presents an interesting fight for Ilya. Hoofy has a ways to go, though. Like, he just won, like, another straight puncher, though. Like, and he's a chess player. Like, he's the type that is patient enough to wait for that one straight shot. He just finished Kaziev, man.
Yes, but
And
that patience, I think, is the death blow against Ilya. You're sitting there waiting for that one shot. You're waiting for your perfect shot, and you're now just going to get tagged to shit. And that's a man you don't want to get hit by more than once, even.
yeah, but he's got to get inside that reach though. That's the thing. Is like he's got to get close enough. And if I'm Hoofy, I'll just sit there and kick him, dude. I'll just kick his legs, push kick with to the chest, side kicks, throw my long jab, keep my jab in his face. Like now, I'm not saying he can't get in, but that's my strategy. I'm gonna do everything I can.
That's the very smart strategy. That and stay on your bicycle the entire match. And we're talking hypotheticals. If you sign that fight as Hoofy, you better be training your cardio before that pen even touches that paper. that entire fight is going to come down onto you not getting tired in any way. Because the second you get tired and slip up, you're going to take a nap.
Yeah. Well, and Hoofy, I mean, we don't even know where Hoofy's training right now. Like he just beat Fiziev and he trained with Volkanovski, but does he go back to the Fighting Nerds now? Like, I don't know. Like, speaking of Fighting Nerds, Kaio, did you see Kaio's fight over there? Dude, he beat DeRitter, and DeRitter is, can we look at the rankings, the updated middle? Because I want to see how much Kaio jumped after that. And then we'll talk about that post fight too, because he did something interesting.
Okay, Kaio is now number 5 and has gone up 2 spots.
And where's DeRitter?
Same.
He's 5?
No, I meant there was no change. He's at 8.
Oh, he's at 8?
Yeah.
There's no change.
Nope.
So he didn't drop any spots?
Nope.
Interesting. I would have sworn he would have dropped. I thought he was higher than 8. But yeah, so Kaio moves up. He's number 5 now, dude. And he called out who? Did you hear the call out?
Oh, I don't remember offhand.
He called out Dricus du Plessis.
Okay, I must not have noticed that because that one I would have stuck in my head.
Yeah, he called out Dricus, dude. That's interesting to me. It's a very ballsy call out, dude, because that's an all or nothing kind of thing. Like if you go in there and you lose to Dricus and you lose bad,
you're going right back down that board.
Right back down the rankings, dude. But if you win, I mean, Dricus is the number 1 contender.
Uh-huh.
Like you win, you're next for the belt.
Yeah.
Do you think does Dricus even take that fight?
Yeah. He could because of it being in the top 5. It's not too much movement there. But your grand prize for winning that fight is to go and get fucking wrestle-fucked by Hazmat.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, think about it. Dricus is in a very weird position right now because he's the number 1 contender. So he has the right to an immediate rematch, right? He defended the belt a few times. He could go back up against Hamzat right now, right? But is that the best fight for him to take? I don't think so, right? I don't see any different happening in the second fight than happened in the first fight, except maybe he gets finished, this time instead of wrestle fucked for 25 minutes. I'm just being honest. Like, Hamzat just has his number, it seems like. So do I think that number 1, that Dricus would take the fight with Kaio? Maybe. He's got to fight soon. He's got to do something. He's been, you don't want to be on the shelf for 2 years when you're in your prime, right? Or close to your prime. Like, he's wasting a lot of time right now. How long has Hamzat been champion now? Probably a year or close to a year.
Really? It's been that long already?
You look it up real quick. Just ask Google when Hamzat won the belt. I'm pretty sure it's getting close to a year. By the time he fights again, it'll for sure be a year.
August, it'll be a year.
So we're already in March. So he's been champ for 8 months. Dricus hasn't fought in 8 months, and he has no fight signed. So even if he signs a fight today, right, he's got a 3-month training camp. Right. So that's a year on the shelf, right? If he takes right now. Hamzat, I'm surprised that they don't have Hamzat signed yet. Is there any news about a potential fight for Hamzat? Because he's got Imavov that he could fight. He's got Dricus that he could fight. He's got Strickland that he could fight because Strickland just beat Fluffy. So
okay, take this one with an uber grain of salt. This is from the UFC Reddit. Russian sports reporter claims that Hazmat versus Strickland is happening May 9th. I haven't heard a damn thing about it, and that seems a little close.
yeah, but Strickland didn't really take any damage in his last fight,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Oh, this might be happening. I'm starting to see a whole bunch of chatter around it everywhere else too.
dude, I was just gonna say, like, rather than watching Dricus get the rematch, I know Imavov deserves a shot, right? Like he's earned the shot, but selfishly, I'd rather see Strickland because that's gonna be a fucking grudge match, dude.
I was gonna say we've been cheated out on 2 grudge matches so far. Damn it, you better give me one of them.
Oh, dude, and I mean, there's a good chance that Hamzat just tries to wrestle fuck him, but Strickland is his takedown defense is good, man.
Han's outstanding.
So I don't know. Like, I do believe that Hamzat will be able to take him down, but I don't think he'll be able to keep him down. I think Strickland is good enough that Hamzat will keep taking him down, and Strickland will keep standing up, and they start every round on the feet. Like, I like Strickland's chances, and I've said it before. I think out of that whole division right now, Strickland has the best chance of anyone to beat Hamzat. Just because of his technical boxing and his takedown defense, I think Strickland, the thing that he's really good at is forcing you to fight his fight. That technical jab fest fight, right? 1-2 jab. Like, we're not going to get into wild, crazy exchanges. I'm just going to 1-2, throw the jab, 1-2, keep moving, keep circling. Like, and you're going to, you're going to try to take me down. I'm going to stuff your takedown, force you to sit there and box with me. Hamzat is not afraid to box. He obviously he's more of a grappler, but Hamzat can box and he's got power.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Hamzat is a very smart fighter, but when you hate somebody,
do you really want to sit there and bear hug them and all that type of stuff, or do you want to punch the motherfucker in the mouth?
That's where we're like this, dude. Like, do you really want to dry hump this dude for 25 minutes and have everybody complain, especially after, like, Hamzat is under a little bit of pressure because that last fight, even though it was dominant, people were like, that was a fucking snooze fest, dude. Right? Do you really want to come out and lay another stinker? Like, I don't think you do.
I'm of 2 minds with that one. That ain't gonna do shit for your legacy. But at the same time, somebody's got to stop it. And if you're the champion. It's not like they're not gonna book you for fights.
Yeah, it's really one of those things where it's like, who do you get to knock him off? If you want, you can't Montreal screw job him. You know what I mean? Like, You could. I mean, you would have to pay off some judges, but like,
whoa, with the scrutiny the UFC's already under,
exactly.
with all the betting shit, I don't think they'd touch that with a 200-foot pole.
No, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, if Hamzat can pretty much, if he gets by Strickland, Hamzat could dry fuck everybody he wants to, and there's nothing in his way. Like, he could have a crazy long, boring title run.
Mm-hmm.
But does Hamzat want to do that? I don't know.
It's going to make you a shit ton of money.
But it's also going to make you a shit ton of haters. Like, you're going to get booed in fights. Hamzat is he's decently popular right now. Mm-hmm. He has a fan base, and his fan base is very dedicated. It's not a massive fan base. Like, he's not on Ilya's level or Islam's level, right? But Hamzat has a dedicated fan base. But if you just keep wrestle fucking for 25 minutes and getting decisions, that fan base is going to start to dwindle, I think, dude. Mm. Like, you'll have the hardcore fans that are like, if you can't, if you stop it, then like, and they're right. Stop it.
I was going to say, and that's kind of why I like Hamzat a bit, is that this guy's so fucking dominant out there, but he will mix it up and stand up if he has to. Mm-hmm. And is proven he is proficient on his feet.
Oh, yeah, dude. He stood toe-to-toe with Gilbert Burns, and Gilbert Burns hits like a fucking truck, dude. But that was really the last time that we saw Hamzat really, like, go toe-to-toe like that. Like, him and Kamaru Usman had a good fight, but
he might be making the business decision of, I can sit here and get my head beat in for my legacy, or I can just sit here and dominate these guys on the ground, make a whole bunch of money, retire with health.
Exactly. And that's where I'm like, I think Strickland is the only one who could possibly prevent him from doing that. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, if you're, it's like, help us, Obi-Wan, you're our only hope. It's like, Strickland is, and I think it's so ironic that, like, for people who don't want to see the Hamzat WrestleFuck title reign, like, their only hope is Strickland, like, and they absolutely hate Strickland because of all the controversial shit that Strickland says, right? But now you have to place your hopes in this dude. So it's like, you're either going to get a champion you hate or a champion you hate. Like, either way, like.
See where I'm on the other side of this. I like both of these guys. I'm going to be happy either way this fight shakes out.
Yeah, me too. But I'm talking about the people who hate Strickland and who, the casuals who don't appreciate what Hamzat is able to do on the ground. Like, they're going to hate it, dude. And they're going to hate it either way. Either the liberals are going to hate it or the casuals are going to hate it. Either way, somebody's going to be pissed off. And I'm going to be sitting back like, man, this is going to be a great fight. Like, May 9th, is that what the date was? They haven't announced it yet, so they better get busy.
Yeah,
but with that said, we're out of time, guys. It's been real. We'll holler at you next week. Maybe we'll have the fight announced by next week, and we can break that down, talk about that a bit. You got anything else, Ken, before we go?
Nope. Other than we will be here the exact same time next Wednesday. Have yourselves a wonderful rest of the day, and we will see you then.
Yeah, yo, it's game time, ain't no messing around. Huddle Sports Network, the best in town. From NFL rumors to the latest trends, we got all your sports, just tune in, my friends. Catch us on Roku, Fire Stick, take your pick. Facebook, YouTube, where the action's slick. Daily shows that drop like a bomb. From 10 to 11, it's Ken and Ken, stay calm. Huddle up, catch the vibe, feel the rush. Get your news, get your fills in the clutch. Over 27 podcasts, we breaking it down. Join the team, Huddle Sports, wear the crown.